work at the Mint. Nothing wrong with working for a living.
Working for a living? I gave my life for this country. And what's it done for me? Huh? What's it done for me?
Casey, I want to ask you, there's a scene that you have with Christian where the two of you are sort of having a confrontation in the kitchen of your house, and you do what's really one of the most remarkable things I've seen in a performance in quite some time. You kind of out of nowhere, you lift your shirt up over your own head and you scream into your shirt. And it's as if you like have sort of fallen into the black hole of like your own rage in a way. And I'm just wondering, was that something that is in the script? Did that come from maybe a rehearsal process, or did that just happen in the moment?
I have no idea. Why would I put a shirt over my head? It doesn't even. I don't even know what it was about. But I think it. You know, he was. Let's see. He was kind of a real sort of a sulky, you know, quiet character. Most of those scenes, and then there was sort of one moment where all of these, you know, things that he can't talk about and has been afraid to think about, suddenly kind of pop out of nowhere, just spurred on by some argument about something else. You know, it just sort of works, and then it just sort of pops out of him, and then once it's out, it's sort of uncontrollable, you know, mix of emotions of anger, you know, misplaced anger toward him, and feelings of, you know, betrayal and confusion and all that stuff, and it just sort of, and it's, you know, it was written so well that it sort of just kind of led me there, I guess. But I, you know, but also I had this weird thing on this movie where, like, I had very early on, I had, do you remember the scene in Ratatouille, which is one of my favorite of all times, where the critic is, he's a horrible, like, nasty guy, and and it's the end of the movie, and the rat has lived his dream a little bit, and is finally cooking in the kitchen, and he's delivered, and the rat, who grew up in the country, has made this, like, peasant food. Ratatouille's a peasant dish, and he, his one big chance, he gets to serve this. He's going to serve in his own restaurant. This rat has his own restaurant now. He's going to serve this peasant dish to the critic, you know, his biggest moment of his life. And he brings out, and they serve it to the critic, and you think this guy's just going to, I think his name is just the critic in the movie, and he's going to, like, crush this poor rat's dreams. And he takes a bite, Christian laughing, he takes a bite, and it's one of my favorite moments in movies. And the pen, I'm not kidding, what are you laughing at?
I love this story.
And the pen drops out of his hand, and they have a flashback of the critic to when he was a kid and his mother had fed him this peasant dish. And it reminded him of why he loved food. And and you see a whole story, and that he, you know, there was a time when he, you know, that was what he loved, is the connection to his mother, and that's why he ended up being a food critic probably at one point, because he loved food, and now he's just a nasty, horrible critic who crushes people's dreams. And then and all of that is swept away by this one bite of Ratatouille, and with complete sincerity, you know, I had been a little bit like that, you know, not sort of lost in terms of what I liked about acting and movies, and when I started the movie and I did the first few scenes with Christian, I say this at the risk of embarrassing him and myself, but I had that same experience where I was reminded of what I really had always loved about acting and what I wanted to do as an actor. And it was just from watching him in those scenes, and then from there, it's sort of that wave of inspiration kind of carried me through, and was very liberating, because I knew that I had seen him make everyone else better in other scenes, and I'd seen him be, you know, just amazing, sort of breathtaking in movies, and I knew it wouldn't be bad, and so I was then free to do weird things, just sort of let myself feel whatever was happening, and I knew that it would end up okay, because Christian was there and Scott was there, and it wouldn't, you know, even if I just did some sort of almost like lifted a shirt over my head and screamed at him, which was just whatever came out, that it would either be cut out or it would work, and there you have it.
It's beautiful.